I moved to Houston directly after undergrad to start a career in banking. While I was doing that, decided to get my MBA. It was that point when I came up with the idea of Apartment Butler. Apartment Butler is a product that I was the ideal consumer for. I felt like if we could just pool the purchasing power of all of my neighbors, we could fundamentally lower the price. We could increase the efficiency of the dog walker. And that was the premise of Apartment Butler, is that there should be a coordination of purchasing power for residents and a building. I was beginning to obsess over the idea, but I felt like the first thing to do was build a product and put it out there. So I had no idea what product management was. I'd never worked with a technical person before, but by the end of 2015, early 2016, we had something that wasn't that great, but it was ready to see how residents used our service. No one in the company had been involved in an early stage startup at that point. So bringing us to Station forced us to engage with the ecosystem. And I didn't know it at that point, but I was all of a sudden engaging with people who would become our employees and our mentors and our future investors down the road. One great example of someone we met very early on at Station was Daniel Kotler, who's now our COO at Apartment Butler. And we engaged Daniel very early on as a mentor and an advisor on the marketing side. A year later, he would join as Chief Operating Officer. I would say that being here exposed us to Mercury and other venture capitalists in the state of Texas. Now, we weren't solely relying on Station as our source to future investors. We were creating our own process, but just being in the center of the ecosystem helped. That exposure was just another advantage. And I think in an early stage startup, you need to give yourself every single advantage that you can. Right now, there are actually more successful companies coming out of Houston than anyone realizes, and I think they're under-marketed. I think that there's more talent here than people realize, but there's not a hub for that talent to come to. And I think Station plays that role because the opportunity's here, because the capital's here, and because, the city generally has an entrepreneurial spirit. The oil and gas industry developed around wildcatters. This city has entrepreneurialism in its core.